Welcome to the Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week preview show presented by Mercy, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider of the Missouri Valley Conference. With head coach Ben Jacobson, I'm Harry Schroeder. Wednesday at 6 p.m. on your local Gray Media station and on Matrix Midwest here in St. Louis. The Northern Iowa Panthers will be taking on the Drake Bulldogs in Des Moines. And Coach, welcome to the show. You guys had a nice victory at Indiana State on Saturday.
Yeah, we did. It was a little bit businesslike, which we've known each other for a long time, Harry. You know that I don't mind the business like 40-minute outings, and it felt that way. I did like and felt better about the consistency of our effort defensively. You know, it's something that we've talked with our team a lot about. That we've had stretches, but the better stretches have been when our back's been against the wall. And being able to extend those stretches, when you have to have a 3-4 minute stretch or longer, or you have to have 2 possessions or 3 possessions, being able to extend that and get that closer to 40 minutes of the basketball game. And I thought the physicality, the intensity, the consistency of those 2 things at the defensive end of the floor was as good as it's been for over the course of that 40 minutes the other day.
Titan didn't have a big explosive game statistically at all, but I was watching and just enamored again watching him up close. How just passionate he is and all out for 94 feet and however wide the court is as well, diving, jumping, colliding. He's a unique bird, isn't he?
Yeah, I know we've talked about him, Harry, and I always appreciate it when you bring him up, though. I mean, you can ask me every time we see each other. He's that special, and to me and to our staff and our program and his teammates and our fans and big picture, what we've worked hard to do here for years is to have young guys in our program, and we've had, thankfully and fortunately, we have had guys like Titan that love being here, and it means a lot to him. And so you see that when he plays.
Right.
You see because he's going to defend hard, he's going to rebound hard, and now he's added the transition aspect this year, more so than past years, where he's getting a rebound and he's trying to run past guys, and that's been good for us. It's been effective, it's been efficient, and I'm with you, and I got a little bit of a kick out of his first foul when he ran over the guard on the baseline, and you knew he was mad at himself. You knew he wanted to say something like, "Oh, that ain't a great call," but he knew it was a great call because it was the right call. But it's everything, right? That I just bring that up because it's everything he does. Like whether it's that play, it could be could be anything that happens during the course of the game. He seems to be pretty well involved, and he does it, just kind of a high wire, high energy, type mentality that he's got. So continues to be a ton of fun for us.
He's a full throttle guy. Injuries are part of it. You get Cal Schmidt back, and that's a help for your team. Then Leon Bond goes down with a little bit of a knee on Saturday. First, talk about Cal's return, and then a little bit about Leon's injury.
Yeah, Cal's been he's been able to practice now, which is an important part of it, of course. But he's healthy enough to practice. He's healthy enough to play. We've got to the knee hasn't responded great. Again, he's healthy and he's healthy enough to be out there, but it's still causing him some pain, and he doesn't have the full range of motion, and so that that can just get kind of tiresome. But and now that you've seen Cale play a couple times and people are seeing him, like, it won't slow him down. He's so tough and he's so hard nosed, and that even just having him out there, not right now less than 100% in terms of his mobility and that knee functioning for him, it makes a tremendous difference for our team because of how tough he is and how hard he plays. So great to have him out there. And we just hope that knee continues to get better as we go right now. So, yeah. And then with Leon, after the game, felt like, there was a chance that the patella tendon was ruptured, and that's obviously worst case scenario. Hopeful. He's got an MRI today. and we'll get those results back tomorrow. And we've got our fingers crossed. You know, I'm feeling like it may not be ruptured, so we've got our fingers crossed that it's better news than that.
Yeah, he went up for an acrobatic reverse layup and just kind of landed awkwardly. It didn't look like much, and all of a sudden he was down on the floor.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was when he took off or when he landed.
Right.
And he and I, certainly talked about it since, and yeah, we were, to the point where we were laughing about it a little bit. He said, you could have just, laid it in on the right side. And Leon he kind of brought it up too, and he was laughing about it, and he's like, "Yeah, coach said." So his attitude's been great. He's handled it really well. He's got a smile on his face, this morning, and knowing that that we're got our fingers crossed for good news with that MRI.
Yeah, hoping for good things for him. Talk about trying to defend Bennett Schertz of the Drake squad, who is kind of just commands the entire floor, offensively, defensively. He runs the show for the Drake Bulldogs.
Yeah, he does, and that, and I'll get to him in a second. As you say that, the experience and the quality of the guys around him is really good as well. And I know, you've obviously seen him enough, and this as well, Harry. But and I'll get to Bennett here in a second. I just think the quality of the players around him and their experience and how well they play together, very important. And then they're obviously very well coached, and they run good stuff. And now, could you do all of those things without him? It'd be a little harder, right? Whether it's their team or our team or anybody else's team, when you've got a player like him that is able to not only create offense for himself, but create opportunities for his teammates, and has has both the ability and the willingness to do both, right? So he, as I've watched him play, you don't get the feeling that he's out there so that he can score 30 or 35 or 40 for himself. You get the feeling that he's playing each possession to get the best shot for their team. And sometimes that means he's going to shoot it. Sometimes that means he's going to help one of his teammates get a good shot. And so he's got a unique ability to do that, both from a skill and physical standpoint, but maybe even more important from a mentality and a team first approach. And so, yeah, he's played great. Their team has played great. And yeah, looking forward to the game and the challenge Wednesday.
When teams like this, two teams from the same state and a long time in the same conference, it's a rivalry game of sorts, and media members like to make a lot of that, and maybe the fans do. Do the players and coaches kind of gravitate into that as well?
Absolutely. 100%, Harry. And and even me as a younger coach, if I said we didn't, I don't lie. But if I fibbed a little bit, I'm trying to disguise the fact that, playing Drake, or maybe, playing Iowa State when we did, or playing Iowa when we did, or, when Creighton or Wichita or, Southern, whoever it might have been, or, Bradley right now, like, I think as a younger coach, I would have just tried to really keep the focus on our guys, and hey, this is what we got to do. And I still do, right?
Sure.
But, and I don't know at what point, the reality is, yeah, for coaches, players, student managers, fans, it's different. It's a different game. And that's what makes it, that's another one of the reasons why you enjoy doing this so much, is you get to be a part of this, and it's different, right? So I don't at least for me, I don't think there's any question that it's different, and I'm glad it's different.
It's a great rivalry game, and you guys are both at the top end of the conference as well, and so it's doubly important. Is it also a recruiting thing, meaning like, if we win this game, then maybe we have an edge because you guys recruit a lot of the same geographic areas as well?
Yeah, for sure. That it plays a part in recruiting, and as I just talked about with the game and the feelings being different, and that they should, it should play a part in recruiting, and it does, no question.
Hudson had a big game for you Saturday. Is his ankle mostly fine? And he, seeing him up close, he seems so much more confident, particularly at the offensive end this year.
Yeah. The ankle's getting close. I would say for sure now above 90%, maybe between 90 and 95. Like, I don't know if closer to 90 or 95, but it's over the last 4 or 5 days, it's really made some progress. And we saw it in 2 games ago. And I felt like we really saw it against Indiana State. That was as close to Huddy being Huddy,
Mm.
going back to that's how he was playing before he hurt it, right? And as we've seen, he just hasn't been the same since. So 2 games ago was close, and against Indiana State, the closest he has been to fully healthy. And yeah, from a confidence standpoint, he cares about this so much. I mean, he loves the game, and cares about the game a lot, but he cares about his teammates and our program and how we do even more. Right? And I've got to remind him from time to time to give himself a little bit of grace and understand he doesn't have to be perfect, and that because I know as his head coach and his teammates know, and his family, our fans, like they know he cares about one thing, and that's his teammates. And so sometimes I think he wants to be too close to perfect because of that, right? That's the best reason, right? But just for him to be able to really enjoy playing, and we've seen that a lot this year. But he's got a lot more confidence, and yeah, looking forward to him just seeing him Wednesday night again.
And then Schweiger, he just plays through people, doesn't he? Like he's an explosive, athletic guy. I watched him finish around the rim and get through defenders. He's a unique talent and strength in this league.
Yeah, he is, and we certainly haven't had very many guys like him on in our program in the time that I've been here. And his size and skill level, he handles it good enough to give the between the legs and a crossover and be able to do it quick off the dribble. He's shooting a good percentage from the 3-point line. He's got the size and length to shoot it over people. And then when we get out into transition, where that's been one of the areas for our team where we feel like we've been really good is in the open floor. That's a spot for him, Harry. You just said it. That's a spot for him where he is dynamic and tremendous in terms of his efficiency and ability to get on top of the rim. And so he is. He is a little bit unique and a guy that we haven't had a lot. And I think I don't think he's anywhere. He's getting closer, but I don't think he's anywhere close in terms of what we were just talking about with Huddy. Like, Ben, just the confidence. And when that fully comes around, boy, he's because he's what you described. And when his confidence catches up, and it's coming, but when it catches up fully, Harry, and he truly believes that he can do all the things that you and I are discussing right now, when he truly believes it, and his confidence reflects that, boy, I just think he's going to be a hard guy to handle.
Dynamic player. Two last thoughts. First, both of you guys, Drake and yourself, if you get the ball, you're going to go take off. Like both of you will want to break quickly, but if it's not there, you're both going to run a longer possession than a lot of teams. This could be a low shot total, a possession total game. It requires a lot of discipline for your players and for Ben's players to stay connected for 40 minutes, isn't it?
Were you in our film session this morning, Harry?
No, sir.
Did you have a little camera in the corner? We were PJ's got the scout, our defensive scout for this game, and that's one of the first things that he talked about was the possessions are going to be longer, and then they're going to you're going to defend multiple ball screens and multiple actions, and if it doesn't work for them, they're going to run it again. And if that doesn't work, they'll run it again. And if that doesn't work, they'll run it again. And their stuff's really good, but it's going to take discipline, and it's going to take some defensive patience. It's what you just described, Harry. And that some nights it's required. It's required every night, but some teams are going to shoot it quicker, so it isn't required for as long on a single possession. Defensively, where what you're talking about is exactly right. We've got to be high level of discipline, high level of toughness, high level of urgency, even though that urgency is going to have to extend through 30 seconds of a shot clock. Sometimes people think about urgency and it's like, oh man, we can do this for 7 seconds, man, we got them. The urgency to be able to have the discipline we're talking about extended over 30 seconds, and then That's going to certainly be one of the 2 or 3 keys to the basketball game for us. And then rebound the ball. We've got to keep them off of the offensive glass, because otherwise you're going to get to do it again. Now, because of the rules, you're only going to have to do it for 20 seconds, but you're going to have to do it again if they come up with the basketball. So, yeah, the discipline to do it and do it for 30 seconds, and block them out and get a rebound.
Watching you guys on Saturday, and I had spaced this out. Austin is on your staff, Austin 5, and it was just good to see him on the floor working with the guys pregame. How is he? Fans around the Valley know he had to deal with that long-term COVID stuff, and just how healthy is Austin 5?
Yeah, 100% healthy right now. Doing great. Still on the blood thinners, so he's able to work out and do things. I would say, 99% of his life's pretty normal, but he's, for a young guy taking blood thinners, that would be the one, that would be the part that isn't normal for a guy that age. But yeah, in terms of his health, he's doing great, doing terrific. Again, he's in practice and able to be on the practice floor, and but he's got to stay out of contact. That's the only difference right now. Only thing that he's still dealing with. All of the other stuff, normal day-to-day stuff, which is awesome. I know we've talked about him before, and you've heard my comments. Just a cool young guy, man. Talk about a great friend and a guy looking out for people around him. He does it in the office with us. He does it for me. Coach, hey, how you doing? Coach, you good? You doing good? So great to have him around. His health is good. I appreciate you checking in on him, Harry.
Yeah, I'm glad he's doing well. That's terrific. That's head coach Ben Jacobson of the Northern Iowa Panthers. Coach, thanks for your time today.
Yep, thanks.
Our Wednesday night coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central. For information on where you can catch the games, head to mvc-sports.com. For the Missouri Valley Conference, I'm Harry Schroeder.